Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everybody has had a positive, peaceful, and productive day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that today. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout our days. That being said, today is December 31st, 2025, the last day of the year. And because it's such a late night pull, we're not going to pull the daily mantra. So we'll get right into our grief affirmation and then the rest of our affirmations. And then we'll just go from there. Happy New Year's Eve. I hope everybody travels safe. Please make smart choices. Don't drink and drive. Make sure you have a DD. We had 2 flip over. Grief and joy can coexist, and we never lose the ones we love, even to death. They carry on in every thought, act, and decision we make. So remembering our loved ones can cause grief, but you can still find joy in the small moments in life. Excuse me. Finding joy in the memories that you have. Finding joy in being able to share the love that you receive from your loved ones with others. All right, now we're going to pull a chakra affirmation. Last time we got 5th chakra, throat chakra, expressing my feelings. I do have the radio on in the background. I hope everybody's got your black-eyed peas and greens ready for tomorrow. That is I don't necessarily think it's a Southern tradition, but eating black-eyed peas and collard greens on New Year's Day I think the old saying is that it brings you luck for the new year. All right, we'll get our, chakra affirmation. We had a bunch flip out, but only one flipped over. 6th chakra, third eye chakra, intuitive perception. I know that what my intuitive senses tell me are true. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me, and I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition, and I know that it is a major aspect of who I am. In the stillness and silence of meditation and contemplation, I will experience and know the truth. We got a lot of that last pull about strengthening your intuition, listening to your intuition, knowing the difference between your intuition and just random thoughts. All right, now we'll pull from the Wild Offering Oracle. Last time we got impatience, confidence, and self-sufficiency. Remembering that it's okay to ask for help in whatever way that is, whether that's spiritually, physically, emotionally, even financially, or in some kind of material way. Sometimes asking for help can be one of the hardest things that we do, but it can turn out to be one of the best things that we ever do. As I say so often, and my mother used to tell me very often, look at that work. Usually the best thing to do is the hardest thing to do. All right, we got work that flipped out. We got May Gods on the top of the deck. Look at that. And divine timing on the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. Releasing the burdens, turning it over to your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High. You know, even if you feel like you can't ask somebody in your physical world for help, you can always turn to God, your angels, your ancestors, and your spirit guides. All right, work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on this planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. You know, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I wanted to, but I decided not to. But because that card came out and because of what it said, I am going to talk about it. You know, sometimes we are the ones that are of help to others. And sometimes I'm really holding back the tears right now. It it is not only a blessing for us to be able to help someone, but it is a blessing to that person or that family that you are providing the help to. When God or the universe, however you want to look at it, provides you with an opportunity to be a blessing for someone else, no matter how small that blessing might be, don't pass up that opportunity because a blessing will come to you in return. Or maybe it's your way of repaying a blessing that somebody else gave you. I say at the end of every video, if you see a need out there, if there's any way you can fill that need, please do so. Because you may not only better their day, you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We should all practice that. All right, make it God's. Release the idea of my. As soon as you start to say the money, the relationship, the job, freedom arrives. When there is no grasping, the right actions get shown. Free me from the prison of my dear divine. The ability to detach from physical possessions. And then, of course, divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear divine. Trusting that the opportunities will present themselves in divine timing, whether that opportunity is for you to receive a blessing or be a blessing to someone else. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, the argument that some people have about, why does God let all this suffering happen and why do all these bad things happen? But people forget to look at it from the perspective of the situations were created by man, and we as humans, as men and women, have the ability to solve all those problems. We all have the freedom of choice, whether your income is poverty level or, you're one of the richest people in the world. Greed, the 7 deadly sins, is what leads to all the pain and suffering on this planet. And until us as human beings can see past all those desires of the flesh, the suffering and turmoil will continue. It's unfortunate, but it's the way of the world. That's why we are supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. As spiritual beings, we're not supposed to be like the world. We are supposed to bring the light and the love and the change that is so desperately needed in this world. All right. Now we'll pull a a Namaste card. Last time we got the Power of Touch. This is the Namaste deck, the Stress Less deck. For anybody that's wondering, I always say the names of my decks, and all of my decks can be found on Amazon. That's where I've purchased all of them. Minus the Chakra Wisdom cards and the Wild Offering Oracle. Well, and the Grief Affirmations. The Grief Affirmations, I think I actually found those at a bin picking place. But the Wild Offering and the Chakra Wisdom, those are the first two decks I ever started with. The Chakra Wisdom cards, I got those when I started my yoga teacher class. All right, Namaste, Stress Less deck. We actually got two. Touch Your Toes is what was on top, so that's the one we'll take. But we also see Go on a Cinematic Adventure. I guess we'll go ahead and read both of them. They did both come out. Okay, and then Touch Your Toes. All right. In the most gentle way possible, touch your toes. Stretch, breathe. Hold the pose. Think not of the stretch or the effort. Think of the beauty of the pose. When you're ready, bring yourself back to a more relaxed position. Repeat the process while giving gratitude to your body and the miraculous miracle of movement. Yeah, be thankful if you can touch your toes, because there's a lot of people that can't. I shouldn't laugh about that. For some people, it's just because they're out of shape. But for some people, it's because of a physical disability. So be thankful that you can touch your toes if you can. When we focus on beauty and giving thanks, the strain and effort of any task is more evenly spread and we don't feel it as much. Acknowledge the beauty in every task and give thanks to the opportunity to accomplish it. Your reward will be graceful life, will be a graceful life full of joy. So, I mean, in general, being thankful for all things, remembering all the things that we take for granted every day, whether it's the ability to speak, the ability to see, the ability to walk, the ability to go to work every day. There's some people that hate going to work every day, but then there's other people that would give anything to be able to go to work every day. All right, go on a cinematic adventure. We all have drama in our lives. What would it be like if we projected our dramatic situations onto a silver screen? Imagine doing just that. Project your situation in your mind as a movie. Watch the movie for 8 minutes. Movies help people see all perspectives. This exercise is intended to do just that. Watch and learn what you are missing when you are watching your movie rather than playing a role in it. So basically, seeing all sides of a situation, being able to view things from a different perspective, whether it's, trying to see something from someone else's perspective or just by trying to get a grasp on the situation, whatever that is. All right, now we're going to pull from the Affirmators deck. Self-help without all the self-helpiness. Last time we got Power. The Dino Tank. Powerful but gentle. Having the ability to, I don't know why I'm thinking of it this way, but having the ability to hurt somebody and not doing that. Being the bigger person in a situation, just walking away entirely instead of seeking some kind of revenge or payback. All right, that was quick. Patience. Man, that's been some strong energy in the, I'm going to say probably the last 3 or 4 videos. Patience and letting go. Let's see what's on the bottom and top of the deck. Bottom of the deck, ideal partnership. Look, it's the same blue as the letting go. And then self-love. Look, those are all 3 blue. Followed by trust, which is also blue. Letting go, self-love, ideal partnership, and trust. Letting go is a form of self-love. Maybe letting go of expectations of an ideal partnership and trust. What's on the top of the deck? Look at that. More blue on top of the deck. Engagement, gentleness, authenticity. Kelly Clarkson on the radio. I pray, break away, and I'll learn how to fly. All right. Patience. Congratulations. You've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. Practicing patience, developing patience. Patience isn't something that we're all blessed with. You know, some people are just naturally patient. But for a lot of us, patience is something that has to be built and practiced. And I am definitely one of those people. Patience is still something that I struggle with depending on the situation. All right, letting go. Don't dwell on bad things that happen. I let things go because I have... Hold on. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. Yeah. Putting down the baggage. I used to watch a Spiritual Sag a lot, and she always used to talk about a song by, I think it was Erykah Badu, Bag Lady. That's what's coming to my mind right now. I think when I heard it in one of her videos, I went and listened to the song, but I don't really know that song. But letting, you know, and in reality, if we are in that season, that typical out with the old, in with the new goals. We've been kind of working up toward that for about the last month, at least in the videos. You know, the journaling, the planning, the contemplating, the self-reflection, embracing the hibernation mode. That's all been real strong here lately. All right, now we'll pull from the mindfulness deck. Last time, it talked about the world admires how much you do. It does not care how happy you are. Your job is to keep things in the right order. So putting yourself first. We did see the self-love from the affirmators deck. Listening to your intuition, but also at the same time, being able to see things from different perspectives. And being able to take all that information and all that energy and make a healthy, positive decision or step, or however you want to look at it. Being prepared. You know, reading the fine print, so to speak. I'm sorry if you can hear Copper in the background chomping on that bone. He got it's like a rope toy where the rope goes through a piece of bone. And yeah, he's still a chewer. Darlin doesn't really chew anymore. She's basically senior at this point. He is not. He still has some puppy left in him. All right. It is not strength to hide or deny your emotions. It is strength to feel and to try to put your experiences into words. When you notice an emotion, take a moment to inspect how and where you can feel it in your body. Place your hand on the area where you can feel pressure. Even though it may hurt, breathe calmly. Let the feeling be. Then try to name the feeling. When you learn to name your feelings, you also make it easier to let them out by talking about them. It might feel easier to ignore oppressive feelings. However, the feeling will not go away, no matter how hard you try to push it down. Yeah. And until you are truly honest with yourself about the feelings you are experiencing, and you find a way to release those emotions, that's going to be different for everybody. We all do it differently. But it's important that we all do it. Because the more of it we carry and hold on to, going back to the baggage, letting it go, it holds us back. You know, not to say that acknowledging those feelings is going to make them go away. But the more comfortable you become with knowing those feelings, understanding where they come from, understanding why you feel that way, it will help you better cope with them when they do come up. All right, now we're going to pull from the Unstoppable You Oracle deck. Last time we got fear means you're growing, get out of your head, and you are not too much. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're too much. I did that for a lot of my life. And I regret it. It had a major impact on my life until I learned to stop listening to other people. A lot of people, and you know, the sad part about it is it's usually people that you love. People that you bend over backwards for. People that you go above and beyond for that end up doing it. They take it for granted, and when you stop sharing that energy with them, then they start belittling you because of it. All right, Unstoppable You Oracle. Wow. What was that? Trust the process. Be louder than doubt on the bottom of the deck. What if it works following that? And then the risk is worth the reward on the top deck. Backed up by done is better than perfect. Yeah. That we've been picking that up a lot lately too. You know, taking those small baby steps, dipping your toe in the water. Like you don't have to jump right in, but taking little baby steps is better than not starting at all. Trust the process. I mean, that's pretty much self explanatory, but we'll see what it says. Page 51, which breaks down to a 6. Core message: you're growing even when it feels slow. Wow. Key themes: patience. Number 1. Look at that. Double confirmation on the patience already. Inner transformation, surrender, faith in the journey, invisible progress, and self support. The message: growth doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, even invisible, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. You're evolving in the pauses, in the effort, in the waiting. Trust that the seeds you've planted are taking root beneath the surface. This card is your reminder that transformation rarely follows a straight line. Detours, delays, and slow seasons are not signs of failure. They are part of becoming. They are part of becoming. Every small effort is creating momentum. Every quiet moment is building strength. Breathe, loosen your grip, and trust the process. Guidance: you may be feeling frustrated, stagnant, or uncertain about where things are going. This card asks you to release the need to control the timeline and return to trust. We also saw trust with the Affirmators deck. I lost my spot. Growth isn't always something you can measure in the moment, but it reveals itself in time. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are in motion, even when it doesn't feel like it. Keep watering your vision. Keep showing up. Trust that your becoming is already in progress. Journal prompts: where am I struggling to trust the timing of my life? We did get divine timing. What would it feel like to believe that things are unfolding perfectly even now? What past experience showed me that growth was happening long before I could see it? Trust practice, the evidence list. Reflect on a time when you felt lost, unsure, or stuck, and how it eventually led to something meaningful. Write down 3 moments where growth was happening even when you didn't realize it. Keep this list close as proof that the process works, even in the stillness. Affirmation: I trust the timing of my life. I am growing in ways I cannot yet see. Action step: instead of pushing, pause. Instead of doubting, reflect. Choose one way to support your future self today. A small, loving action that says, I believe in where this is going. Keep going. The roots are growing deeper than you know. Wow, that was a lot. Intermission. The risk is worth the reward. Trust the process. Be louder than doubt. Let your trust, your faith, your hope be louder than the doubt. It will be worth the risk. In whatever way. You know, for some of us, it may be personal life. For some of us, it may be our work life. For some of us, it may be family life. Trust the process. Be patient. Good things come to those who wait. But you don't have to be stagnant in the waiting. You can use that time wisely to learn, to heal, to go on adventures, to learn about yourself, to learn about the world, to learn who you are when nobody's telling you who to be. Blake Shelton, Who Are You When I'm Not Looking? That's a good song. All right, now we're going to pull from the angel numbers. Last time we got 6 balance and 44-42 signs. We got 12-12 choices on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. $32-32, take charge. $37-37, comfort zones. 22, opportunities. And 8, abundance. We're not going to keep all those, but I at least wanted to acknowledge them. Reflect. 000. Soul journey, inner reflection, alignment, infinite possibilities, mindfulness, and contemplation. Take time to reflect on your soul's journey. You are part of an infinite universe where all things are possible. Clear your mind, realign your thoughts, and rediscover your purpose. How can I reconnect with my soul's journey? What steps can I take to realign with the infinite possibilities of the universe? Spend a few minutes today in quiet reflection, meditation, or write about your thoughts and feelings to gain clarity on your current path. We talked about that already briefly in the beginning of the video. Reflecting, planning, preparing. Then 2020, strength. The year 2020 required a lot of strength from a lot of people. Resilience, courage, inner power, determination, fortitude, and endurance. Draw on your inner strength during challenging times. Your resilience can lead to personal growth. Stay focused and remain open-minded as you navigate each step of your journey. In what areas of my life do I need to harness my inner strength? How can I stay resilient and focused despite challenges? Identify one challenge you are currently facing and create a plan to address it. Remind yourself of past successes where you overcame difficulties and draw strength from those experiences. That's literally what the Trust the Process card talked about. Literally the same thing. So confirmation on that. Really triple confirmation because we saw trust with the affirmators deck, but we didn't keep it out. I put it back in. All right, so reflect and strength. All right, now we'll pull from Angels of Abundance. Last time we got attracting, not chasing, moonlighting, and positivity, faith, and optimism. We got block out distractions on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. One more. All right, Angels of Abundance Oracle. We're not going to keep all these, but we'll acknowledge them. Cooperation instead of competition, savings, dreams of abundance, and release jealousy. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and remind you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. So spending time outside could reconnect with nature. Look at that. Dreams of abundance on the bottom of the deck. That was in the group that fell out. Followed by release jealousy, which was also in that group. Then you got let go of guilt on the top of the deck. We saw that last time, I do believe, or in one of the recent videos. Let go of guilt and dreams of abundance. We're going to put this up here. You got pink on the radio. Pink is my favorite color. Who's that, Aerosmith? I think so. All right. Celestial Insights. Last time we got embrace, confusion, test, and past life. Allure, cherish on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. One more. Reflection, freedom, and allure, cherish. Look, it came out. That was on the bottom of the deck when we started. Accept and trust on the bottom of the deck. Courage, marriage, balance. On the top of the deck, yes. Test. Reconciliation. Ooh. Yes, it is a test. Somebody trying to reconcile and awaken your potential again. It is a test. Do not give in. Do not give in. There's a message right there in that. But we're not going to keep these, but there's a message right there in that. The answer is yes. This is a test. Somebody trying to reconcile with you, trying to awaken the potential of what could be or what could have been or woulda, shoulda, couldas. Let that shit go. Let it go. Be patient. New is coming. Take the risk. Say no. All right, but what we actually got was reflection, freedom, and allure, cherish. Reflection brings a deep insight. Have you been avoiding self-reflection? Take time to sit with your thoughts and feelings. Your inner world holds the answers you seek. Very much lining up with angel number 000. Reflect. Double confirmation on that. Freedom is about following your inner voice. Have you been feeling trapped by responsibilities? Release those burdens and and follow what makes you feel free, light, and alive. Release those burdens. Let go. Put down the baggage. Let go of people, places, and things, and thought patterns and emotions that no longer serve you, so that you can experience true freedom and be able to reflect and find your inner strength to be your true, authentic self. I mean, any time is a good time to do that, but I think it's I don't think it's coincidence that we've been getting this similar energy for the last month, considering the time of year that it is. All right, and then allure, cherish. Cherish the beauty that attracts you. Have you been too busy to appreciate the good things around you? Take time to enjoy and value the moments and people that bring you joy. What did we talk about? Going back to the go on a cinematic adventure from the Namaste deck. Appreciating what we have, the blessings that come our way, and the blessings that we're able to be for other people. Find the joy in the little moments, and also nature. We talked strong about the nature energy. I want to say it was with the Unstoppable You Oracle, but nonetheless, that came out already. Spending time in nature. Finding your true inner freedom. Letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Letting go of the burdens. Letting go of the pain, the guilt, the unforgiveness. Just really, truly letting go of all of it. The full moon is on the 3rd. Between now and then would be a good time to do either a literal or a metaphorical, like kind of cord cutting thing. Even a spiritual bath. Cleansing your home now is between now and the 3rd is going to be a good time to do anything like that. I mean, obviously, any time is a good time to do that. But as far as like the new year whole energy, which, I mean, if we really want to get deep about it, technically this is not the new year. But at the change of every cycle, you want to be purposeful in your routines. A detox, a cleanse of some sort would not be a bad idea either. I've really been doing the juice a lot here lately, which I've been drinking juice throughout the day and then just having one meal a day, so I haven't been doing just entirely juice, but now that I'm saying it, I might do that. Which it doesn't, you don't have to do juice, you could do broth. I mean, you could do just water, any kind of detox or fast or cleanse that you're comfortable with. Okay. Now we're going to pull from the dream deck. Unlock the secrets of your dreams. It's actually called, hold on, Mystical Dream. Last time we got mirror, clock, and fish. We got sadness on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I know kids are out of school, so there's still a lot of hustle and bustle in the houses. I hope you're able to get a few moments of peace. They were saying on the radio earlier that the average parent gets 30 minutes of me time a day. Which I think on some days, 30, you're lucky to get 30 minutes. But nonetheless, try to get you some me time amongst all the chaos. All right. Unlock the secrets of your dreams. Desert and chasing. We got flying on the bottom of the deck. And sadness. Look at there. It was on the bottom of the deck when we started and it came out. Followed by temple. In this chasing card, the chasing in the desert is what actually came out. If you look at the imagery in the chasing card, it looks like it's in the desert. From far away, it almost looks like water, but it's not really. If you look at it up close, it's sand. The desert symbolizes solitude and the process of purification. It is a barren landscape that holds deep wisdom. If the desert appears in your dream, it suggests a time of emotional dryness, or a sense of loss. However, this is not negative. It's a necessary process of clearing space within for new energy. Wow. The desert calls you to shed what no longer serves you. Embrace solitude and make space for renewal. Wow. And then chasing. Chasing symbolizes anxiety and unfulfilled desires. Dreaming of being chased suggests unresolved desires or fears are disrupting your peace. The chase reflects inner restlessness and avoidance of issues. This dream urges you to confront your fears or desires directly, as running away will only prolong the struggle. What? I don't know what card it was, but where did we talk about how running from it doesn't solve that anything? That they're still going to be there. The best thing you can do is run straight at them. Wow. That's a big message right there. The desert calls you to shed what no longer serves you. Embrace solitude and make space for renewal. Letting go of the doubt, letting go of the fear, letting go of the sadness. No longer avoiding the emotions, but actually feeling them. Wow. Yeah, I mean that can make you sad. You know, Nobody said healing was easy. I know I didn't. And I knew from go that I was in trouble. Like, what have I asked for? Flying. Flying symbolizes spiritual evolution, freedom, and transcendence. Sadness is an emotional cleansing process. If it appears in your dream, it signals that you are undergoing a healing phase. A lake reflects your inner emotions and soul. Dreaming of a lake invites you to reflect on and reconnect with your inner world. A temple symbolizes a sacred space of spiritual seeking and the pursuit of higher truths. Dreaming of a temple suggests you're on a quest for spiritual enlightenment or deeper understanding. It invites you to seek inner peace and connect with your higher self, encouraging reflection, meditation, and divine insight. Wow. Yeah. Big reflection energy. Be patient. Take this time to reflect. See this as a time of renewal. You know, a lot of people, when they think of hibernation energy, they just think of sleeping. But what does your body do when you're sleeping? It heals and it renews. This is a season of healing and renewing, releasing. All right, now we'll pull from Echoes of the Soul Oracle. Last time we got the Scarlet Moment, number 9. And we've got number 7, the Glamorous Veil, on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. One more. Echoes of the Soul Oracle. Taylor Swift on the radio. Will you remember me? I think that's how she says it. Yeah, say you'll remember me. Crimson Resolve, number 35. I don't think it's been very long since we saw that card. Crimson Resolve. Pain, resilience, transformation through suffering, strength and vulnerability, and renewal. Your scars tell a story of survival. Your wounds, a testament to your strength. Look at that. Double confirmation on the strength. Really more than double, but Crimson Resolve reminds you that pain, while difficult, is a powerful teacher and a forge for transformation. In the depths of suffering lies the seed of renewal, waiting to take root. Embrace your hardships, not as something to erase, but as a source of profound wisdom and resilience. Through vulnerability and courage, You can channel your pain into purpose, rising stronger and more radiant than before. Guidance. This card appears as a reminder of the power within your struggles. Pain may feel overwhelming, but Crimson Resolve urges you to see it as a catalyst for growth and transformation. Acknowledge your wounds and allow yourself to be vulnerable, for it is in that openness that true healing begins. By reflecting on the lessons hidden within your hardship, you find clarity, strength, and the ability to turn your pain into a purposeful force in your life. Affirmation. My pain is a source of strength and transformation. Through resilience and vulnerability, I rise renewed and empowered. Actionable insight. Take one tangible step to channel your pain into purpose this week. This might include journaling to understand its lessons, creating art inspired by your struggles, or reaching out to support someone who might benefit from your story. Notice how this action shifts your perspective and strengthens your resolve. Reflection. Didn't I just say something about Aerosmith? I know this isn't the song I was singing, but I did say Aerosmith, and this is Aerosmith on the radio. This is a better song anyways. When I was a freshman in high school, I performed this song in front of the school for my exam for my elective, which was sign language. All right, reflection. Crimson Resolve reminds you that pain is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. By embracing your struggles with courage and vulnerability, you unlock the resilience and wisdom within, forging a path to renewal and growth. How will you transform your pain into purpose? What strength lies in your crimson resolve? Be louder than the doubt. Wow. Let's read that affirmation again. My pain is a source of strength and transformation. Through resilience and vulnerability, I rise renewed and empowered. Rise. What is that song? Rise Up. It's a woman singer. I can't think of her name right now. But that's what song came to mind. All right, now we'll pull from the Nature Seasons Oracle. Last time we got full moon, stars, bee, new moon, and winter. We got tree on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. Bountiful nature. That's the card that talked about getting back in nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Going back to things that we appreciate, you know, if you're in an area where nature is abundant, be grateful for that. Not everybody has that. You know, there's some people that grow up in concrete jungles. They don't know what nature is. So be grateful if you are in an area like that. Whoa. That was my bad. Full moon and ocean. We just put full moon back in there, but I have talked about the full moon as well. Illumination and completion. And then we got ocean, depth, and subconscious. John Tesh is talking about avatars. We subconsciously notice this nonverbal cue, talking about blinking. How about that? Subconsciously. Depth and subconscious. Ocean. The depth of the ocean calls to your inner intuition. Listen to your inner voice and explore the depths of your subconscious. Uncover hidden emotions and answers through quiet moments, gaining clearer insight into yourself. Love is a Battlefield is on the radio. In that Pat Benatar. Illumination and completion, full moon. Reflect on your achievements and give thanks for the growth and effort that brought you here. You may experience emotional release. This is a time to celebrate your results and let go of the past. Yeah. Love is a battlefield. Sounds like Copper's dreaming. It could have been Darwin, but it sounded like Copper. All right, now we'll pull from the Forest Spirit Oracle. We got Skunk on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. Last time we got Bat Spirit, Mushroom Spirit, and Mouse Spirit. Confidence, Hidden Wonder, and Superpower Miracle. No promises, no demands. No promises, no demands, no expectations. All right, Forest Spirit Oracle. Pink Fairy Enchanted on the top of the deck. Dragon Spirit, Guardian on the bottom of the deck. But what came out was Bluebird Spirit and Crystal Spirit. Bluebird Spirit. It wasn't that long ago that I talked about all the bluebirds in my backyard. Good news. Let this message of hope inspire you to keep going and lend your support to others. Crystal Spirit, communication. Express yourself authentically and vulnerably to strengthen your relationships. Guardian, tap into your untamed spirit to conquer obstacles and defend what is dear to you. And Enchanted, it's time to connect with your inner child and find joy in the simplest moments of life. We talked about that already. So, good news, communicate, Guardian, and Enchanted. Protect yourself, but at the same time, allow yourself to be vulnerable when the environment is right. All right, now we'll pull from the Animal Allies. Last time we got Sparrow and Peacock. We got Toucan on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. All right, Animal Allies. Woodpecker. Ostrich on the bottom of the deck. Kingfisher on the top of the deck. It hasn't been that long since we saw the Woodpecker card. Pretty sure that's the last card of the deck. No, Wren is. It's next to the last. Woodpecker superpowers. Being in sync with the natural world. Courage, motivation, a second wind, discernment, restructuring old habits and routines. Woodpecker wisdom. Smart workarounds are always available. You simply need to look for them and decide when to employ them. When Woodpecker appears, realign with what matters most to you. Realize that you can answer the door because opportunity is knocking. Woodpecker wants you to know you are in charge of the way you respond to your reality. You can change directions, choose a new path, and meet opportunities or challenges with creativity or surrender. Be louder than the doubt. Do not surrender. All right, now we'll pull from the Archangel Fire Oracle. Last time we got Raphael, number 17. We got Shamuel, number 9, on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. How long have we been on here? Oh, wow. It was 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds when I looked at the timer. Angel number 1010. I told you guys I've been seeing that a lot lately. All right. Archangel of Fire Oracle. Just one, please. Raziel wanted to show himself. Number 25. There we go. Curubel. Kerubel. Kerubel. Number 33. Master number 33. A man's body with 4 different heads. That's given me, what is that? Nephilim energy. Is it the Nephilim that had 4 heads? I can't remember. Illumination. Do not delay. The time has come to share of your light. Be unafraid to speak your truth, for there are many who will benefit from your message. One of the heads of the cherubim, that's what it is, not Nephilim, cherubim. One of the heads of the mighty cherubim angels. He is a powerful archangel. Unlike the classical pictures of chubby flying babies, cherubs actually have 4 faces, that of a lion, an eagle, an ox, and a human, which point to each of the 4 directions on the compass. The name cherubim means wisdom, and Kerubel's name specifically means the flames which dance around the throne of God. This angel really does have our best interest at heart. Like a cosmic lighthouse, he calls forth peace and light and sends it out in all directions. He uses flame to ignite the highest heights of wisdom and knowledge within us. And he is here to help everyone on the planet to awaken and ascend. Wow. So mastery energy there. Like mastering your emotions. I don't think we ever fully master stuff like that. You know, I think there's always going to be new things that come and happen that test us and force us to learn and adapt and grow. All right, now we'll pull from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Last time we got mysticism. We got perception on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. Connecting with our 6th chakra, 3rd eye chakra, intuitive perception. I know that what my intuitive senses tell me are true. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me, and I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition, and I know that it is a major aspect of who I am. In the stillness and silence of meditation and contemplation, I will experience and know the truth. All right. Recovery. We also see victim, insecurity, growth, release, forgiveness. Wow. So it takes all this to recover. No longer being the victim, releasing the insecurities, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. We talked about that already. Allowing yourself inner growth, releasing, letting go. We got a lot of releasing energy out here. Forgiveness. No longer being the victim. No longer having your heart closed off. Look at the imagery on that card. Which allows room for growth. And as you grow, you release. And when you release, you forgive. And when you do all that, you heal. You recover. Beautiful. Recovery, which is purple, related to the third eye chakra, which also connects with the chakra affirmation, intuitive perception. The lilac key. Lilac offers detachment as you allow yourself to see the big picture. What once may have been immaturity is now about growing into a new partnership with spirit. Step back and allow the angels to bring healing to you. Pain from our past unlocks the door of understanding. The legend. Greta wakes to find painful childhood memories all around her room. In the distance appears a huge wooden door with white light streaming through the keyhole. As Greta tries to gather up her painful memories, they melt and form the great lilac key. She places the key in the lock, and a wave of fear engulfs her. The door opens, and the pain and fear recede. Clarity comes. Survival is no longer enough. Inspiration. Once the key has been used to open the door, you will have a new way of living, one without keys. Where you are heading, there are no locks. Personal inquiry. It is time to recover a part of me that has been dormant. Am I ready to live an inspired future? Key ideas. Facing fears. Wounding is strength. Courage to face pain. And awakening greatness. Key words. Genuineness, regeneration, and understanding. A lot of that we've already touched on. Pretty much a very nice way to round it all off. All right, now the Wandering Heart Oracle. Last time we got number 16, free expression. We've got Solitude, number 6, on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. Clutter triggers sensory overload. That's what he's talking about. Letting go. That could also relate to like material possessions. That did come up. Like not getting so attached to material things. Alchemy, number 11, another master number. We saw 33 with the Archangel of Fire. Now we're seeing number 11. 1133, 3311. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting the lid on that already. Alchemy. Leave it to fate. Charisma and attraction. Brilliant returns make their way to those who dream big. The wise man knows he knows nothing at all. He also knows his needs his rest in order he needs his rest in order to maintain balance. With stability comes rewarding benefits. Friendships blossom, romance enhances, and optimal health evolves into the grandest priority. Life is falling into place, the exact way you predicted it would. Your visions are coming to fruition. Your radiance manifests. Your power is your power, and no one can hinder or undermine your potential. You have that it factor. You glow in every room you step into. Your energy is a magnet. You are a divine being. If no one has reminded you of how special you are recently, here it is. You are special. Take this time to receive and embrace your magic. Then use it to your advantage. Do not sleep on yourself. Trusting the process. The risk is worth the reward. Be louder than the doubt. All right, now we'll pull from the mini decks. First, we'll start with the Animal Spirit Oracle. Last time we got Tarantula, Dolphin, and Fox. We got Octopus on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. Sea Serpent on the cut. All right, Animal Spirit Oracle. It fell on the floor. Copper, go on. Go. Hummingbird. We got Earthworm on the bottom of the deck and Hyena on the top of the deck. We got earth energy with the earthworm. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. When in balance, earnest, intelligent, and valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious and apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up and risk embarrassment. All right, and then you got fire energy with the hyena. Humor, wit, and sarcasm. When in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. When out of balance, scrappy, petty, and suspicious. To bring into balance, sobriety. All right, and then we got air energy with the hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, and spiritually resourceful. When in balance, smart, curious, and loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. To bring into balance, take a class. Always remember that there's always something to be learned. Humble yourself and be willing to learn. Some people really struggle with that. I enjoy learning, but that also being said, it has to be like the perfect setup for me to be able to enjoy it. Like, there's a lot of contributing factors that go into it. All right, now we're going to pull from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. Last time we got Rose, number 12, Love, and then Lemon Balm, number 52, Nature. We got Psilocybin, number 49, Commune, on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. I'm trying to break this deck in by switching how I shuffle. Ashwagandha popped out there. Number 54, Purpose. Dragon's Blood, number 51, popped out as well. All right. Herbal Astrology Oracle. Cannabis, number 31, Detachment. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, is this Stevie Nicks? Yes. All right, so number 31. Which is on page 118. What you had and what you lost. Remembering what you had and what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. All right. Cannabis, 31, detachment. Deep contemplation, freedom from pain and body, inner calm and immunity. Astrological ruler, Saturn and Neptune. Cannabis is one of the oldest known psychotropic herbs. The first recorded use of cannabis is from 8000 BC in an ancient village in Taiwan, where indigenous groups used hemp fibers in their fabrics, pottery, rope, and even their shoes, not relying on animal skins or even silk for clothing. In 4000 BC, in the Chinese village of Panpo, hemp was considered to be one of the five grains of China and thus a major food crop. In the Chinese Medica from 2737 BC, hemp was recognized for its ability to treat over 100 medical issues, including gout, malaria, and rheumatism. The medicinal use of marijuana features heavily in Hindu religious texts. In the Vedas, for example, written between 2000 BC and 1400 BC, cannabis was considered a sacrament of Shiva, described as a source of happiness, a joy giver, and a bringer of freedom. There's the word freedom again. That was compassionately given to humans by the gods to relieve them of anxiety and help them achieve delight as well as fearlessness. Cannabis's many uses fall mostly under Saturn's and Neptune's rulership, with a strong Piscean undertone, since it is a muscular skeletal relaxant, anti-inflammatory, and pain reliever. It is a great ally for those seeking to soften the rough edges of Saturn's impact. Its moon enhancing, anti anxiety, anti inflammatory, and psychotropic properties belong to the realms of Neptune and therefore Pisces. Guidance. Saturn is said to be the lord of time and space, the lord of karma, although often called the great malefic. Saturn is much more than what we experience in third dimensional reality. The time space continuum is a system that encompasses third dimensional reality as we know it, said to be ruled by Saturn. Yet the transcendence of this reality is freedom from Saturn, depicted by its polarity, Neptune. When the angels of time and space are respected, they bless us with freedom and the ability to transcend the cycles of the pain body. If you feel restless, anxious, trapped in your body, or have trouble sleeping, cannabis is here to remind you to cultivate inner calm. Breathe deeply, go for a walk in nature, immerse yourself in meditation, take naps, and creatively cultivate practices that soften the unsettled aspects of your being. Don't succumb to quick fix solutions when it comes to decompressing, as it often leads to self neglect and disassociation. Tune deeply into the energies of this ancient ally and learn to transcend the cycles of self induced pain. Wow, that was a mouthful. Um, They referenced a lot of the astrological energy in that one. They don't always do that. So once again, kind of going with that full moon cycle energy that I was talking about earlier. All right, now we'll pull from Mary Magdalene and we'll be done. Last time we got the rose. I trust divine timing. Confirmation on the divine timing with that in itself. Everything comes from within. We got the cave. Sanctuary exists within. Both cards talking about going within. And he's talking about clutter again. Cleaning up your workspace. Decluttering. Out with the old, in with the new. Getting rid of the old stuff, making room for new stuff. Whether that's spiritually or physically. Northern Michigan. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of snow. All right. Mary, Mary, full of grace, what advice can you give us today? Angels, I have never been alone. What? Mic drop. Page 18. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. I know it's probably really hard to see on this camera, but right here there's the image of a deer, of a male deer with antlers right there. Spirit animals. Mary Magdalene loved equally Mary Magdalene loved equally Christ's physical body and his intangible soul. So after Christ is crucified by the Roman Empire, she goes searching for his body in the dark, alone. And after she finds the tomb empty, she starts weeping because Mary, like Christ, is also human. According to the Gospel of John, a voice then asks Mary, quote, "Why are you weeping?" St. John chapter 20, verse 13. Mary looks up to see who asks her this question, and she can suddenly perceive two angels standing before her. They are standing at the places where Christ's head and feet had been. She tells them she's weeping because they have taken Christ's body away, and she doesn't know where. The angels are facing her so they can see who is already standing behind her as she's speaking. She's standing there thinking she is without Christ, when they can see clearly that he is right there beside her. Mary turns then and hears Christ ask the exact same question the angels asked her. Quote, "Why are you weeping?" She doesn't recognize Christ at first. She thinks he's the gardener. So she asks him if he took Christ's body away. Christ then says, Mary. And in hearing her name in his voice, Mary knows immediately who is standing before her. Rabbi, she exclaims, which is ancient Hebrew for teacher. This moment is the memory that we're never alone. Even as we are weeping on our knees in the dark, all the love we can ever imagine is already right here, where love remains within the human heart. This moment is the memory that love is stronger than death. This moment is the memory that it's often when we're at our most human, heartbroken, and vulnerable that the angels can finally be heard. This moment is the memory that the energy of love is the bridge between the worlds. The paradox in being human is that when we're humble enough to feel the depths of our grief, connected to the experience of how love never ends. We are directly connected to all the love that consistently calls out to us, invisibly from within. The soul voice meditation. What are my angels saying to me in this moment? Don't give up. The risk is worth the reward. Trust the process. Be louder than doubt. Let your self love, let your healing, let your recovery, let your freedom overcome all the doubt that you might have in whatever way that is. Let's trust divine timing. If you're going to chase anything, chase yourself, chase your dreams, chase your healing, chase your growth. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. It may not only better their day, it could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, have a safe and happy New Year's, and I'll see you next time.